If you are the kind of person who is very sensitive, who is currently going through a heartbreak, or especially if you are someone who has gotten through a case of infidelity or something similar and you are still processing it, then this book, this one is not for you. It's not for you for a lot of reasons, but I think the main one would be if you have chaotic relationships, because it would be like a mirror to you, and I don't know if that's something you should read. But if you're still interested to know how this made me feel, then I would love to share with you, and you can go on and see the full video. So, firstly, let's start with the name, The Woman Destroyed. And that should tell you a lot about what you need to expect. In this case, the title really describes what you're going to go through. And I had a very weird journey with this book. I started something for me where I thought each week I would read a new book because I'm a huge bibliophile, but also the fact that recently I've been seeing that I'm buying more books than I'm reading. And every book lover goes through this phase. And I have been going through this phase for a very long time. And I thought, you know what, let me take up a challenge. I'll read one book per week. Even though earlier I used to read one book in just like 2 days. But I mean, still I was like, okay, let's do this. But it took me almost 3 weeks to finish this book, and I would have finished it sooner. Why did it take me 3 weeks? I'll tell you. I didn't knew. I didn't knew that this book is divided into three parts, uh, and all these three parts are these three different stories. So I went on. I was reading the first story, and there were a lot of things that made me feel like, oh, I relate to this woman in a lot of ways. I was going through something similar where I had this ideology and I was really stubborn, and I was fighting with my own family over what I believe needs to be the right thing in the world and why they can't understand it. I couldn't understand, I couldn't fathom why they are not able to grasp the meaning of what I'm saying. And then I went through the first chapter and I was like, oh, maybe I'm being like her, because she fights with her son and she is making a big deal out of things. When you think about it, like, is your ideology more important than your family? Is what you believe in, if it's not directly affecting you or your family, is it worth fighting for? Is it worth crumbling to pieces? That is the main question that the first chapter really dwelled upon. And it really made me think about a lot of things as well. Maybe now I think that I'm at the right side. But some days, some later future, I have a kid, and that kid does not think that my side is right. So what, do I like stop speaking to my son or my daughter? And that really like helped me put things into perspective. But yeah, I'm still I am still not sure how I feel about it, or if I'll be able to control my anger or just keep my thoughts to myself for the sake of it. I have done it in the past, but there is a truth also that comes with it. There is a truth that also comes that it's suffocating. It's suffocating to just not say out loud what you think, especially when the person in front of you is highly contradicting it, and in your eyes what they're contradicting is just like it's just like a huge deal. Like, you cannot fathom why they think the way they think. And that's something that I really thought about. I'll search something from this. Give me a second. Here is one line that I underlined, and it really made me think a lot of things. So I'll just read it out loud. My overflowing leisure handed me the world and at the same time prevented me from seeing it. Just as the sun, filtering through the closed Venetian blinds on a hot afternoon, makes the whole magnificence of summer blaze in my mind, whereas if I face its direct harsh glare, it blinds me. It comes from a much more deeper level that, you know, for me, what it meant for me was that sometimes, for example, there is a truth for me, and maybe I'm seeing it from afar, and it's good until it's there. But when it's kept just in front of my face, would I be like, comfortable to witness it, or comfortable to welcome it in? I don't know. And this can apply to a lot of things in our life. And you just have to make the meaning out of it, because for me, it meant so many things, and so many things that I cannot say here because there were a lot of personal things. But what does this line mean to you? I think you should see it again, what I just said. And you, I can guarantee you would have at least one example in your mind which would just open up a lot of things for you. Second line. There are so many good lines actually in this chapter, but they are so small that they're not really even debatable. Like, books saved me from despair that convinced me that culture was the highest of values. Now, in this context, in the context of this book, this means a lot. And to me, also, sitting here in India in 2026, this means a lot. But for here, I think. This meant a lot more because it was more about her political values and her personal freedom here. So, what it means to you? I have so many lines marked that I cannot even find it. Dreadful anomaly of the anger that is born of love and that murders love. This is basically something that I was discussing earlier. I don't know if you can see it. I don't think you can see it. But this is that something that I was talking about earlier. That how important is your anger? Is the issue that you're fighting for that important, or the change would come? There are so many things to question when you're expressing anger. And the worst part of anger is that it numbs that part of your brain which you are supposed to use for logic and what to do. I'm again going to repeat this line. Dreadful anomaly of the anger that is born of love and that murders love. If my loved one is doing something or believing in something that I know is eventually going to be turned out something harmful for him, then I feel that I'm in the right. I feel that it's something that I'm doing to protect them. But in return, what's happening? The person who is taking the brunt of your actions, of your words, is only going to hate you even more. So it's a vicious circle. And how do you get out of it? How do you pick your battles? How do you make your loved one trust that it is coming from a place of love? But also, if the only way to express and your emotions and to protect that person is through anger. Is the anger really about the issue, or is it mainly about your ego? Is it mainly about that you believe something to be right and you cannot fathom the thought that someone that you trust in, you believe in, you look up to would not have the same thoughts? Is it just ego, or are you like really trying to protect that person? It is a huge question, and I think first chapter is mainly about the anger that comes out of a feeling of protection for your loved ones, how justified it is, and how justified it is for you to just shatter your whole world for it. That's it. That was the first chapter. Then why it took me 3 weeks. The reason for that is second chapter, because I have just told you that there are three different stories, but I didn't knew that there are three different stories. So as the second chapter started, I thought, okay, these characters are new. Maybe they are somehow attached to the previous characters that I just read about, or what the hell is happening? What the hell is happening is the only feeling that I had for the next, I think, 20-30 pages. Because I kept trying to find a point where I can relate these characters to the characters that I've just read about. And it was awful. It was it was so painful to read that I just gave up on the book. I literally just gave up on the book. I was like, I cannot make any sense out of this. My mind feels like I'm looking at something distorted. I don't know what to think. I'm not understanding a single word in this chapter. And then finally I gave in. I was like, I'll have to use AI. Sorry. So I wrote in Chat GPT to understand if the chapter I'm reading is anyway related to the first chapter. And after I was almost on the finish line of the second chapter, Chat GPT told me, no, it's a completely different story. And you are feeling distorted because the author wants you to feel such way. And because it's a long diary entry written by a woman as a rant. The whole of second chapter has no breaks. It is just a continuous rant which goes on to I don't know how many pages, and it will make you as frustrated as the woman who is giving the rant. So I understand the author was experimenting. I understand that this was a great way also maybe to present a story, but I honestly didn't like this way because it was a hindrance for me to completing the book. So that's why I have nothing to share with you from second chapter. It's a huge rant, and maybe now that you know and you will read it from a fresh perspective, you might like it, and that's up to you. But I would not like to read such rant again. Now let's directly come to the third chapter. Third chapter is the main reason why I gave a disclaimer in the beginning of the video. Third chapter is something that, you know, I finished this book just last night, and I just couldn't sleep. Because how can you sleep after reading something like that? um I just think it will make you feel very uneasy with how real it gets. Because a woman gets cheated on, and it's her diary entry. And the diary entry is of like almost every day. So every day, what's happening, every little detail that you can think of that is mentioned in her diary entries. And her husband is just trying to like make her understand how important it is for him to cheat, or how he just continuously blames this woman for making him his sole focus, or for driving away their daughters. By the way, two daughters, one of which is happily settled in a marriage of her own choice, and second daughter who is on the other side of the world enjoying her life basically. And this person is continuously just blaming this woman, and this woman is just trying to hold on to her husband. She accepts the other woman, and she then goes on into every detail how she might be the problem, how she can be a better wife to this person, how, like, and it is just so real, because I know that most of the women, including myself, has gone through something like this. And I don't mean that they have had partners who have cheated on him, but the fact that your partner commits something wrong, and then they gave you hundreds of reasons why they had to do something wrong to you. And this is just a long 3 to 4 month record of diary entry of what a woman goes through in that time. And I did not even felt like I was reading a book at one point. I just felt like I am there and I'm seeing all this happening, and I just want to save her. I felt like crying so much. Even like just talking about this, my chest feels heavy. I just, I have no words. I had so many words yesterday, but today I have no words, because this is so, it will, I mean, even if you're a little bit sensitive, you are going to feel for this woman, because she is assuming at all points that she must have done something wrong, or maybe she pushed her husband away. And then she goes on to that phase. The worst part, I'll tell you. At this one point, her husband tells her that nothing has changed between us. And then few days later, her husband tells her, "Oh, I didn't say that. You said that." And this woman starts to question everything. Was she just thinking something that she wanted to think? And I swear to God, the man who is not right for you will try to do this to you at so many points in your life. So if you are in this kind of relationship where you are made to question yourself again and again, where you're made to feel dumb again and again, please leave. Please leave, or read this book. If you want to skip directly to the last story, and just really understand if in any way, this is like a litmus test. If in any way you are feeling that you can relate to this woman, then just leave your partner. I don't care what I don't care what point of relationship you are in, because I felt horrible. I felt horrible that at one point, few years back, I used to be this woman. I used to like just think that I am dumb. It took me 4 years. It took me 4 years to just come back to senses that no, no, I forgot who I was. I completely. Okay, so my phone fell down. What I was saying was that I completely forgot who I was, and this book is essentially important for you to know that you are not in the same trap. I don't want you to feel that way. And you should definitely pick up this book if you want to understand if you are being that woman or not. All in all, it's after a very long time that I felt good finishing a book. It was becoming very hard. I was not finding any book interesting enough. And this book has brought me back to track. So I will always remember this one. And I also wanted to show you which book I'm going to review next because I'm going to start reading it today. But now I feel let's keep it a secret. Just wait for me. It's one of the most trending books you must have seen. Actually, I saw one interviewer gave it to a celebrity who I really like. And then he explained what the book is about. And immediately within 10 seconds, I had ordered the book. So I am really excited for it and see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye bye.